Welcome to the Meta Pioneers. You want to know about Meta. You want to know what the big fuss is about. And you want to know how to make money at it. Well, who am I to tell you? I'm the Meta Man. I am the Meta Man. And I will tell you. And the title of this crazy episode is how to make $11 million on a small investment in the metaverse. Actually, I'm going to be looking retrospectively at the past at how you could have done it, but believe me, there's lots of room to go. Lots and lots of room to go. For example, let's look at the coins, the crypto coins that are in the metaverse. 2 days ago, there was 41. Today, there's 42. And yesterday, all the coins in the metaverse represented the 21st largest category of coins. But today, it's the 19th largest category of coins. In other words, there's more meta coins coming into existence, and the metaverse is taking up a bigger and bigger share of the whole crypto coinage. And so it's growing, it's exciting, you're in at the very beginning, and let's see how much money we can make, you and me, in the metaverse. I am the Meta Man. On the screen, you can now see that metaverse is indeed the 19th largest, up from 21 just 2 days ago. And the next thing you can see is I've circled 3% and 40%. If you look up to the top of the column, you see that the entire metaverse, all of the 42 coins in the metaverse, are up 3% in 24 hours and 40% in the last 7 days. That's gigantic. 40% just in 1 week. If you look at the next circle, you see that the market cap of all metaverse coins combined together is $26 billion. $26 billion. That is a gigantic amount of money to be invested in the metaverse, but it's only getting bigger. In the next column, you notice that in 24 hours, $4.5 billion were traded in metaverse coins. That's a gigantic interest, a huge interest. From only 42 coins. If you look at the next one down, there's 124 coins in gaming. When we click on metaverse, it explodes and shows us all the 42 coins in the metaverse. So let's look carefully at what we see next. I'm showing you just the top 5 coins: Axie, Decentraland, Enjin, the Sandbox, and Ethereum. And you can see that just in the last 7 days, Axie has gone up 8.5%. Not in a year, in 7 days. Decentraland has lost almost 20%. Enjin has gone up 8.5%. Sandbox, my favorite, has gone up over 50% in 7 days. And Ethereum has gone up 19%. That's in 7 days. Now, this is a volatile market. The crypto market is quite volatile. But look at the market cap. Axie has a market cap of $10 billion. $10 billion. That, and market cap, as I've explained before, is the value of each coin times the number of coins. So, for example, if I owned 5 Teslas, and they were worth $100,000 each, then my market cap of Tesla ownership would be 5 Teslas times $100,000 per Tesla is $500,000. But with crypto, the numbers are gigantic. The market cap is $10 billion. The market cap of Decentraland is $3.7 billion. Enjin, $3.1 billion. The Sandbox, $2.4 billion. And Ethereum, just under $1 billion. Those are huge, huge assets. And there are some very, very small assets in the metaverse, but the lower you go, the very much riskier it is. the returns could be vast. They could go up like 10x in a day because they're tiny. But they could also drop to zero, and there's lots of crypto coins that drop to zero. So I'm not going to be tricking you with those. And now let's look at how you can make money with them. So the very next thing we're going to do is look at the graph of Axie, the largest metaverse coin, over the last 30 days. And we're going to do what's called technical analysis. Technical analysis means looking at the graph only, But this isn't the only thing you should look at. As I explained yesterday, you should look at the fundamental analysis and also the technical analysis. Fundamental analysis is, what is the coin doing? What business is it in? Does it actually have employees? Does it have a workable business that it's working on? Does it have any clients? Is it making any money? That's fundamental analysis. And what I'm going to do here is just technical analysis. Not that that's the only thing needed, but I've got 15 minutes. And so I'm going to explain what I can explain in 15 minutes. The Axie graph for the last 30 days, you can see I've clicked on 30D for 30 days. And you can see that I've drawn a line that's going up, and under it, another line that's going up even steeper. What are those lines? Well, the top line is the top of the channel, and you'll notice that the highs are getting higher. And the bottom line is the bottom of the channel, and you can see that the lows are getting higher. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lows, each one getting higher and higher, and the highs are getting higher and higher. So what does this mean? Well, if you look at the very bottom of the page, you can see the dates: November 5, November 6, November 7, November 8, November 9, November 10. I wrote in the number 10. Why? Because it looks like the wedge will top out, will come together. The graph lines will come together on or about November 10th. And what that means is that the graph of Axie has to either break out upwards or break out downwards. It can't stay inside the wedge because the wedge is ending on November 10th. Let me say that again. The graph of Axie, the actual price of the coin of Axie, can go up and down, but it looks like it's going up and down inside the wedge. Well, the wedge is ending around November 10th. And so Axie has to either break out above and have a big climb up, or break out below and have a fall. But when it's a rising wedge, in other words, when the top line is going up and the bottom line is going up even faster, it's called a rising wedge, and that's a very, very good symbol. So I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. But according to technical analysis, that's an amazingly good investment. And another thing to look at is that the price right now of Axie is at the bottom of the wedge. It's very, very close to the bottom line, which means it's probable, that's technical analysis, that it's going to go up to the top of the wedge, then down to the bottom of the wedge, then up to the top of the wedge. Typically, it stays inside the wedge until it breaks out. So this is what's called a good entry point because it's at the bottom of the wedge. Next, I want to draw your attention to the second biggest meta coin in the metaverse, and that's called Decentraland, and its symbol on the exchanges is MANA, M-A-N-A. So let's look at it right now. You can see that I've clicked on 30 days, and this is the 30-day time horizon, and you'll notice that the lines are parallel. When the lines are parallel, then it's not called a wedge, it's called a channel. And you'll notice that it's lower highs and lower lows. Lower highs and lower lows. You can see that Decentraland hit a high 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 or 6 times. And when it got to the top of the channel, it said, nope, I can't get that high, and fell again. And then when it got to the bottom of the channel, 1, 2, 3, 4 times, it said, no, I'm not going that low, and it bounced back up again. And right now, it's at the top of the channel. So this is really bad news for investors. Why? Now, I'm not telling you whether to invest or not. I'm not telling you, this is education only. But when a channel is trending down, then the most likely thing is it'll continue to trend down. Also, when it's at the top of the channel, then it is usually an indication that it's the bad time to invest, because it's probably going to go from the top of the channel to the bottom, then to the top, then to the bottom. So if you wanted to buy this one, even though it's trending down, you would certainly buy it when it's at the bottom of the channel, not the top of the channel. And furthermore, you wouldn't want to buy a coin that is trending downward. And so just from pure technical analysis point of view, this is likely not a coin that you wish to purchase. The next exciting coin we're going to look at in the metaverse is Enjin, Enjin. And when we click on 30 days and look at the tops and the bottoms of the price chart, we see that it has hit the top, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and it's hit the bottom 1, 2, 3 times. And when you draw the lines, it's just pure graphs. I'm not talking about whether it's a good company from the point of view of providing good value in the world, but just looking at the graph, the wedge, it's a wedge because the bottom and the top lines are not parallel. It's a wedge that's going up. So it is a rising wedge, and you already learned from Axie that that's a good sign, but it's in the middle of the rising wedge. So it's good because it's a rising wedge. It's good because you can see that, somewhere around November 18th or something like that, the wedge will come to a point. And when it does, then Enjin has to either break up or break down. It can't stay in the wedge because the wedge is ended. So if I was going to bet, I wouldn't bet on Enjin, because though it's a rising wedge, the price is right in the middle of the rising wedge. And of course, I would rather buy when it's at the bottom of the wedge, especially a rising wedge. Now let's look at Sandbox, my favorite. There's the graph. You can see that it's a 30-day graph. And now I want to show you 2 lines that I put on. You can see it rose sharply from October 28th to about November 3rd or 4th. And then it fell sharply from November 3rd or 4th to November 6th. And now it has gone absolutely horizontal. Horizontal means it's in the consolidation phase. In other words, there's an equal number of buyers and an equal number of sellers, and so the coin tends to stay at the same price. And this is good news, because the longer that it's in the consolidation phase, the more power it has to explode upward. And what does that mean? Well, in the consolidation phase, if someone says, you know what, I want to get rid of Sandbox, and so they offer it for sale, and a buyer shows up and buys it, and the price doesn't go up or down. You see, if there was a lot of selling, the price would go down. If there's a lot of buying, the price would go up. That's just simple supply and demand. But right now, Sandbox is in a consolidation phase, and so it's just going sideways. Furthermore, look at the bottom and you'll see the volume. That means the number of coins that were transacted. So you can see before October 29th, there was almost no volume. We couldn't see any volume. Suddenly there was huge volume and the price raced up. And then there was huge volume and the price raced down because so many people decided to buy in the first phase and then sell in the second phase. But now there's an equal number of buyers and sellers, and the volume is low again. And so my guess is just a simple guess from technical analysis, that the price of Sandbox is going to stay the same for a week, a day, 2 months. but it'll consolidate for a while. And the weak hands that want to get out and the strong hands that want to get in, they're just going to do their thing for a while until everything settles out and the price is confirmed somewhere in the $2.50 range. And then it's either going to shoot up or shoot down. But because this is a rising market, that means a bull market, because this is a bull market, not just for crypto, but for metaverse for sure, to some extent because of Mr. Mark Zuckerberg's announcement, my guess is it'll consolidate for a week to a couple months, maybe not even that long, and then shoot up. That's my guess. Don't trade on my guesses. I'm just telling you. Now, if we look at Axie for 1 year, Axie, the biggest coin in the metaverse, went from 14 cents exactly a year ago to $159.97. That's a multiple of 1,140 times your money. If you put $10,000 into this coin, Axie, exactly 1 year ago today, you'd be worth $11 million. If you put $10,000 into Axie exactly 1 year ago and did nothing but just sleep for a year, you'd be worth $11 million today. No trading in and out, no cleverness, just sleeping. Just sleeping for a year. If you don't have that much money, if you put in $1,000, you'd be a millionaire today. Wow, that's what's going on. Let's look at the next one. Decentraland, called Mana. Exactly a year ago, it was 8.6 cents. Today, it's $2.82. That's a 33 times multiple. If you put $10,000 in it, you'd be worth $1/3 today. These are big, big numbers. These are life-changing numbers. These are vast numbers. Then let's look at Enjin. Its call letters are ENJ. It started at 12 cents, a little over 12 cents exactly a year ago today, and now it's $3.31. That's a multiple of 25 times. If you put $10,000 in it, you'd be worth $250,000 today. And then finally, Sandbox. A year ago, it was worth 3.6 pennies. 3.6 pennies, and today it's worth $2.65. That's a 73 times multiple. If you put $10,000 into this Sandbox, you'd be worth $750,000 today. This is what's going on. This is what's going on not just in crypto, this is what's going on in the metaverse. Can you make another $11 million by investing $10,000 today? I don't know. No one knows what the future will hold. But I'll tell you what, we are nowhere near the end. We are nowhere near the end. Heck, we are just at the very beginning. This is why it's so exciting. This is why I started the Meta Pioneers YouTube channel, so that you can learn from me and you can invest on your own. You make your own decisions. You can invest at the beginning of this massive disruptive trend and hopefully make a great deal of money based on your own decisions. Don't just do what I'm doing. I will explain things to you for education and entertainment purposes, and then you seek your own financial advice. Anyways, signing off, I am the Meta Man. The Meta Man, signing off.